everyone, and welcome to Spellmasons. I haven't been able to record a video for a while. We'll get into why in a minute, but Spellmasons, before we do any of that, Spellmasons was provided to me as a code by the developer. I saw it on Reddit. I said, hey, your game looks pretty cool. And they said, hey, here's a code. And so we're going to check it out today. I've been playing some of it in my free time, and it's really, really enjoyable. I'll get into all of that in a minute when we're actually in the game, but first let's take a look at some of the different options. So we have the settings menu, of course. We have our name and our color. We can change all that there. Video and UI, we can make it bigger and smaller. Multiplayer. This game has multiplayer. It's got community servers, a custom server, local LAN server, and hot seat multiplayer. I've played the hot seat multiplayer. We'll talk about that a little bit. It's got a codex here. This is where all of your spells you've discovered. It's kind of a roguelike in a way. All the spells you've discovered show up here. I've played a lot more than this, but it doesn't look like there's a cloud save, which realistically does not matter in this game, but that's why my codex is so empty. And then last but not least, it has mod support. There's actually mod support built in right here. There's like a tutorial here for how to make your own mods. I think that's really cool. There's the engine source code. There's the mod library source code. This type of stuff is just provided for you right here, and that's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Mods work in single player and multiplayer, and there's a channel in their Discord. So pretty cool with that. All right, so we're going to start a new run, and I'm going to talk about what this game is about. This game is, so it took me a while to decide if I actually wanted to play this in my tactics series or just a look at the game in the look at series. And I'm putting it in the tactics series not because it falls in line with anything like Final Fantasy Tactics-ish at all, because it really doesn't. It falls more in line with like some of the elements make me think of XCOM with the way the movement works, and the deck building aspect makes me think of having multiple characters all targeting one thing in that sort of game. It definitely feels like a tactical strategy game to me, but it's explored in a different way. So what do we do here? Well, we start by picking a spell. I think I'm going to go with Poison. It is a deck builder in a way, but it's not like a Slay the Spire style deck builder where you have your cards and you have a hand and you shuffle through them. You have access to all your spells at all times, which I think is very unique. Okay, I like Vortex. We'll do Vortex. And then we could go ranged. We could do 3 arrows. That's what we'll do. We'll do 3 arrows. All right, so we have access to all 3 of those spells at all times. We have a movement number, we have a mana number, and we have hit points. And then we have a spell book. If we get a bunch of spells and we don't have room for them, you can put them over here too. If we don't have room for them on our bar, we can just put them in the book. Maybe they're a spell we don't want really, but we didn't have a lot of choices, stuff like that. All right, so first thing we have to do is we have to put our dude down, and we want to kill all the enemies. There's only one melee enemy here. Not really a big deal. We can spawn anywhere. We're just going to spawn here right now. Oh, right, the tutorial is still active. We can kind of ignore this. It's nice that it's there, but I've obviously played through it. All right, so this is our dude, and we have right click to move, and that's still part of our turn. And then we have a range on our various attacks, which there is a way to see that. I normally play mouse only, so I'm not entirely, there it is, attack range there. Arrows hit a little bit further. Not 100% sure. There is a button to pull that up. I think it might be, let's see here. Control, Alt, maybe. I don't know. There is a button to pull that up. I don't know it off the top of my head, but we're just going to ping this guy with the arrows. And we get a new spell. Shove is pretty good. Teleport, I don't really... We'll do a target spell because these are cool, and it'll give you a little bit of expectations there. I should warn you, if any of you are squeamish or don't like blood, this game is kind of bloody. You can see that That's part of the aesthetic. That guy exploded into gore. I meant to mention that before that happened. I apologize. All right, level 2. We have some archers. We have some melee units. A trap, another archer. Let's start... Let's start over here next to this archer. Melee units will take you down fast. So this game reminds me most, really, of Rift Wizard, where you're slowly building your wizard and you're building your spell book and you're getting stronger. What I find most compelling about this game so far, though, is the ability to stack the spells in, like, an interesting way. So, for instance, I could do this column here, the vortex, and then an arrow. And when I do the column, it'll hit the vortex on every enemy that's in the column. Or I could do the column and the arrow, and then it hits everything that's actually in it. It's really interesting. That aspect kind of reminds me of Noita, which is like a pixel sort of game where there's all these different interactions between all the different types of elements in the game. There's all these interactions between all these cards, and it's really cool. We're gonna stack 2 arrows just to take this guy out fast. Walk over here, grab this mana potion, and your abilities do work on those sorts of things. Like, you could stack up vortexes and pull this mana potion to you if it was just out of range, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see here. So as I was saying with this game, I went and I messaged the dev, and then I got a copy, and then, like, not too terribly long afterward, I had a baby. And so I've been wanting to get this video out, but it's it's definitely been a bit of an ordeal. But things are calming down now, and ooh, let's see. I'd like a close attack for if I get ganged up on here. There's a lot of different ways to play your character. Can we pull that guy into water by chance? If we can get close enough, but I don't know if we can. Oh, we can. Nice, pull him in there. Nice, okay. There's a lot of different ways to play your character. There's summon characters where you can, like, summon different units and stuff. I think that's a really cool way to play this game. We'll get into that a little more when we pick our class, because we will level up and pick a class here soon. Can I vortex this stamina potion over a bit, maybe? I probably don't need to do it twice, huh? Ah, I do need to do it twice. There we go. I'm not a huge fan of Vortex, but it does a fine enough job. It's cool. It's just not great in most circumstances for me. Alright, we don't have enough energy to take him out, but he'll only deal 10 damage to us. That's what archers do. So we're good. This game gets hard fast. I have been playing it in bed at night. Alright, here we go. You'll have to excuse it being a bit cut off here. The UI is a little rough around the edges, I think, at times. And the only reason it's like this is because I have it so blown up on my screen at the moment. Normally it's a bit smaller, but I have it blown up, one, mainly because this text is kind of small for me. And two, I like playing it on the Steam Deck where it's extra small. So these are our classes. Here's like the Necromancer I was talking about. Gets summoning spells are cheaper, and you gain the Capture Soul spell, which is pretty cool. It actually like finishes killing an enemy, and then that enemy just becomes infinitely summonable for you. I think that's probably one of the cooler ones. And while I'd like to be an archer, I think I'm going to go with the Necromancer because I think it is just so cool. And then we're going to do... Let's do Target Cone, because I think Cone's a bit better than Column, and we'll arrange these a bit here. Alright, level 3. And we're learning about some new enemies, and we're getting some points here. We're going to need a lot of mana to be a necromancer, so we're going to start with that. All right, let's see. What do we have here? I don't want to go down there because there's 2 enemies. But like I was saying, this game puts me in mind a lot of Rift Wizard, but I'm not very good at Rift Wizard either. I think I like this game better than Rift Wizard, personally. I think it does some more interesting things. What does that leave me? Alright, I think I can steal this guy here. Double slash, and then we'll... Ooh, why does that take my health so low? Is he not below 31 health? Hang on here. He's at 21. Am I just too close to him? I'm not sure why this damages me. Oh, it uses my health to cast it instead of my mana. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. At least we have the potion right there. And now we have a summon for the glop here. Alright, we're gonna keep on going behind this wall, so we don't get smacked by this archer here. We got a melee guy on the way. We don't even have enough magic to summon this guy yet. Let's see. Poison, maybe? But I do find this game, I think, more compelling. In Rift Wizard, and I'll talk about Rift Wizard a bit here. In Rift Wizard, because you've likely heard of it, you have like a spell compendium and you just unlock spells all the time. Kind of willy-nilly, whatever you want. But with this, you do get the random aspect of, you know, forcing you into different builds, I think. Which is good, I like that sort of stuff. I'm not very good at Rift Wizard, and I stagnate, because I always try to do the same thing. And but this, it kind of forces you into different builds, but you still have the freedom. You aren't relying on drawing cards, which is very good. I think to have that would be a mistake. I think the freedom to kind of play this how you want makes a big difference. Ooh. Let's take him out. Alright, it's starting to ramp up a bit here, so you'll have to excuse me if my commentary slows down a bit. Now, as for the multiplayer, I found the multiplayer pretty darn fun. My wife and I played it, and my wife, she's not a big fan of games like this. She is, freeze. She is not into strategy games at all, and so I got her to give it a shot. And her response was, let me see, it was, I had more fun than I thought I would, which doesn't sound very good, but for her, that's a huge compliment, because she is just not into strategy stuff like this. So for her to have had fun playing it with me, I think that's what made the difference. The multiplayer was with me, and you kind of have this cooperative back and forth on, like, teaming up. Which you're getting different spells, you're teaming up. That's pretty fun. All right, let's pull him into the lava stuff there. Nice. Can we actually pull him? Maybe if we get a little higher here. Oh, we'd have to do it twice. Hey, we can do it. All right, let's go back down a little bit. Ooh, he hit us, but that's fine. I probably should have done 2 extra into mana so I could summon another one of these. Okay. Things are getting a little tight. Let's pop this first. Alright. And then we'll come up here. We'll pop... What does he explode? Oh, crap. I accidentally shot at that guy, didn't I? Alright, we can fix this. We can fix this here. Hang on. Just out of range, huh? Well, we can't afford to do both. Oh, this isn't good. I think he kills us, actually. I think that might be this run, unless we can freeze him. That might save us. Picking up freeze might actually have saved us here. Okay, cool. Let's do a slash, I guess, on both of these guys. Maybe both of these guys. We'll hit him next. Alright, we've got a new spell. Pull. Pull seems useful. It's a little stronger than something like Vortex there. Let's start organizing our spells a bit with our target spells over here. And I probably could have used target cone now that I think about it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very good at this yet. But I have been having a lot of fun with it. I think my record's level 7, which I'm sure isn't particularly far. Hey, okay. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm going to take a breather here to explain a little bit. The multiplayer, lots of fun. Wife and I had a really good time with it. We did encounter a bug. I reached out to the dev. They said, yeah, that sounds like a bug. You know, I'll look into it. Pretty cool. Like when, you know, that response is that kind and straightforward and urgent. There was a sense of urgency to the response, which I really liked. All right, blood golems. Bigger. We're just going to go straight into mana and health there. All right. Oh, these guys hit pretty far away too. What range is that? 1200. How far is that? We're gonna try and hit all of them. If we can. Oh, was it hold F? Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so now we know how to check cast distance. Very useful. Okay, cone. Yeah? Let's see, what does cone hit? Cone gives you a lot of freedom. I think maybe we'll do column instead, though. Do you think I can hit all 3 of them? I think I can probably hit all 3 of them. I can absolutely hit all 3 of them. The question is, what's the best thing to hit all 3 of them with? Let's do 2 slashes. There we go. So now we're thinking with the spells, you know, how we're meant to think with them. Let's move that out of the way. Let's put our summons over here, I think. We'll do a summon next round if we can. Can we blow that up? Does that hit him? It looks like it hits him. Okay. And then, can we poison him too? Nice, that should hit him as well. And we'll stand right here, and we might be able to capture this guy's soul next round. That would be something. Alright, let's see. So you can see what I mean about the tactical nature of it, how it doesn't really fit in the niche of the types of games I've been talking about, but it's still got these tactical elements that are just so interesting. Alright, let's capture his soul. Clone is pretty cool. We'll get Clone because it's such a cool spell. I think you guys will be particularly interested in it. And then we've got our Blood Golem. Now these guys would normally, as you know, cost a lot more. But because we chose the Necromancer class, we're a little better off there. We'll grab our health. We'll grab this stamina. And we will... That Ancient's going to hit us probably. So let's... What do we have? Pull? We don't have push? We can pull him into the lava. And then we can probably hit him with these arrows. Nice. Okay. And then, you know what? Let's freeze him. There, he won't hit us this turn. Let's pull this guy in, maybe? Doesn't really... We'll pull him in and slash him. And I know I could have stacked those, and I didn't, but... I'm getting the hang of this game still. Cool. Okay, so again, going to take a little bit of a breather here to talk a little more about this game. You'll notice the floors get like a little more diverse as you go down. As I said, the difficulty increases rather dramatically. I like it. I like how hard it gets. Again, I've only been to maybe floor 7, and that's really, really trying. The enemies just really start to swarm you, and you have to think about all of your options here in clever, outside-the-box ways. Like, I know it's not that outside the box, but like using the target cone to hit 3 of these things at once. Otherwise, they were all going to bombard me. And you really got to think that way with this game. It's grown on me, and I was a little unsure at first. I will say I was a little unsure at first because it is difficult, and it was like I said, the UI can be a bit rough around the edges. But here's something that I'd like to throw out there. Very often, when I am given a game to cover, oh cool, we got a mini boss. I don't usually return to it once I beat it. I'm not going to name any games specifically because it's more often than not. And I don't want to disparage any games because anything that I've given a positive review I do like, but a lot of times I do not return to games once I've done my video on them. And sometimes I'll play the game until I've got, basically the gist of what I want to say. And then other than recording the video, I also won't really do anything, on the game. Like I won't play it anymore until I record the video. And this game, I knew what I was going to say for the most part about this game. And last night I was sitting there in bed and I thought, all right, I know what I'm going to say on it. I don't really need to play it anymore to come up with, my opinion, form my opinion on it. But I think I'm going to pop it open and I think I'm going to play around. And again, not very common of an experience for me. One game specifically I can think of that I did do that with is Nova Drift. I like Nova Drift a lot. I still play Nova Drift. And it's because that arcade feel, it's just got that arcade feel to it that really draws you in and keeps you thinking, okay, you know what, maybe just one more round, right? I could probably manage one more round. I'm not feeling super confident on our build here. You know what, that guy's pretty tough. So we're gonna clone him. Is that definitely out of range? Okay. We're gonna clone him. 2 smaller, weaker ones. But I believe they still do 40 damage. Yeah, so I like this clone mechanic. It's very cool. And then let's shoot an arrow at that guy, I guess. And kind of try to bail a bit. Nice. I want to try and capture this mini boss, and we can do that. I do know that for a fact. Is he low enough? Okay, he's not low enough on health. Let's see. Let's try and get him there ourselves. That's weird. That's him, right? What do you have? 60? Okay. We can get him low with that. We can hit him with the soul steel. We can grab this. Oh no. Okay, that's alright. That's alright. We got pull. Just pull that at us. Perfect. And then, here, let me show you guys a cool trick I learned. This is just me messing around the other night. I found out you can do this. Look at this. You can pull portals to yourself, too. I just think that's really funny. Lots of little interactions in this game that you can kind of combine to get yourself out of trouble. And it makes it very compelling. It makes it very fun. There's no way I can afford that. Let's see. I can probably pop him completely. And then our summons should do the rest of the job for us. We don't have a dash yet, do we? Shield might be useful, actually. And again, it's fun to play in multiplayer when you have stuff like shield and pole and, like, team up with your friend to, you know, pull them across this and get them out of trouble. Let's do the cone. Yeah. Maybe the column, actually. I did that wrong anyway, but... Can we fit one more in there? Nice. Cone probably would have done the same thing, but... And we're gonna play this till we die. This level 7 here is the furthest I've made it, so... Let's see. Vampires. Ugh. Yeah, vampires are not fun. Not fun at all. They double your health with the blood curse, but they make it so any healing you get damages you. Which is a pretty cool mechanic. I like that a lot. Okay, we can spawn right next to this mini-boss one. It might be worth doing. Let's do that. Let's spawn a glorp right here. Or glop, sorry. Let's... We can't clone him this round. What can we do? Can we shield ourselves? No. Next 30 damage they would occur. So it's stackable. So I can just, like, keep shielding up. Why is he going all the way over there? He's like a ranged unit. What are you doing, dude? Dude, what are you doing? He's a ranged unit. Why'd you run over there? Okay. In that case, we're gonna get our boys here ready. I suspect things aren't going to end well on floor 7 once again for me. Hey, that was pretty good damage. Ugh. Okay, you know what? I think this will be fine. So you'll notice also that their costs go up each time. Same with any other spell, for the most part. Shield takes health, too? No, okay, that's... I see. Cool. Let's... freeze the mini-boss, so our guy can just keep attacking him. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cone, and we're gonna try and hit as many of these guys as we can. And I know this video might have started off a bit slow, I apologize for that. The game takes a little bit to ramp up. But once you get going, it gets pretty intense. I think I'm gonna poison him. Okay. And then... I can't really pull myself out of trouble on this one, huh? I can do an arrow, but that's not very strong. I can do one more slash. That's even worse. Alright, we'll do the arrow. I might as well. Okay, we're going to get hit. We're going to get blood cursed. And we can no longer heal. However... Boy, that does such little damage. 20 each stack. How much health does he have? 212. Got it. Okay. 10 damage, what, each? Ugh, that's 30. That's still not great. Alright, let's build another guy here. Let's freeze. We can't freeze. That was bad. Pop around this corner. Poison him, too. And hope for the best here. Hopefully they focus down my, my melee golem there. He targeted the wrong guy. Uh-oh. Okay. 40. I can probably live with 40. But it's getting tight. I think this might be all she wrote for old Solemn Sunday here. Okay. I can pull that body towards me. That doesn't really do me any good. I can't pull those. What if I vortex myself this way by 1? That's the tiniest bit. That's enough to get this. Oh wait, no it's not. Ah. Okay. I think I'm a goner. All right, well there you go. Okay, so Spellmasons, right? A lot of fun. What do I think about it? I like it a lot. Once again, thanks to the dev for giving me a code. I know this video is probably, honestly, I know this video is probably a little all over the place. I'm a little rambly. Like I said, I just had a baby. It's been a lot of not sleeping. So I'm going to try and summarize my thoughts in a concise way and give like a final verdict on this. First off, on the Final Fantasy Tactics list, it's not even close to Final Fantasy Tactics. It is a strategy tactics game, and I like it, and I appreciate the dev sending me a code. Not like Final Fantasy Tactics. I maintain that it should be in my series here because it's my series, and I choose what goes in it. And it is strategy with strategy elements. It has some really unique strategy elements that I haven't seen before. And I like that a lot. And I like the element of multiplayer. The multiplayer is a big draw. I wanted to make sure I played it. And when I did play it, I had a lot of fun with it. Again, my wife doesn't even like these sorts of games. And she played it and said she had fun playing it. Or more fun than she thought she would. Which is still fun in my book. And the different classes are fun. They're unique. There's the Time Mage. The Time Mage is really cool. I didn't talk about it, but it's got some sort of meta element where every 2 seconds you lose 1 hit point but gain 2 mana. That's 2 seconds in real time. It's not while you're moving or during your turn. It adds this sort of meta element where you're actually like playing with the third dimension of time in the game. It's again, it's fully turn-based, you saw, but you're playing with that third dimension of time, and I think that's so clever. I haven't seen really anything do something like that, and it threw me for a loop the first time I did it. The first time I picked Time Mage, and it's just so clever. There's a lot of things in this game that are really clever. As for the price, the game is $20 US on Steam. Would I recommend it for $20 US? Well, if you're playing by yourself, I don't know if I would. Because I do think the multiplayer is a big draw of it, and I think that adds a lot of fun and replayability to it. I like games like this, but I can see that being like right about the line for a lot of people. If you were getting it just to play single player, I would probably say like $15 is probably what I would estimate the content level as. Because again, it's a multiplayer. Multiplayer is big on the Steam page. It's a big element of this game. For 20, I think it hits the mark. I think the multiplayer, especially with more people, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. And I think all the creative combos, I mean, I can imagine sitting in a Discord call with 3 or 4 people and we're all running a copy of this game, or maybe we're all running the same copy through through like Steam Remote Play. I'm not 100% sure if this works on that. I didn't try it, but a lot of games do, so you know, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure if it would, but if it does work through Steam Remote Play, there's no reason it shouldn't. Like in terms of being fully turn-based, there's no reason it should cause any issues switching back and forth kind of hot seat like that. But anyway, I can imagine sitting in a Discord call with 3 or 4 people playing a copy of this and pulling off like a really, really clever move, and everybody gets all hyped up and excited. I can see that happening because there's that outside of the box thinking to a lot of the stuff you're doing in it. It's very fun, and once again, I want to thank the developer for giving me a copy of it. I know I've said that a lot, but brain's a bit fried from having the baby. And I wanted to make sure I got this game out there so I could share my thought, or this video out there so I could share my thoughts on the game and recommend it to people based on that, because it's a little under the radar, and I think it deserves some attention. I think it deserves some love. I really like the modding aspect being so readily available, the modding content and whatnot. Really, really cool little game. So, anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I'm glad I finally got the time to record this. I'm sorry if I'm a bit rambly again at parts. And as always, I will see you next time.